Sirauka Satriya.
My name is GHZP. So I want to explain about the intangible culture heritage from Indonesia, which is Kris. Before I want to explain about Kris, firstly I want to explain about intangible culture heritage. Intangible culture heritage means the practices, representation, expression, knowledge, skill, as well as instrument, object, artifact, and culture space associated therewith that communities, group, and in some cases individual recognize as part of their cultural heritage. This intangible cultural heritage, transmitted from generation to generation, is constantly recreated by communities and groups in response to their environment, their interaction with nature, and their history, and provides them with a sense of identity and continuity, thus promoting respect for cultural diversity and human creativity. According to UNESCO, cultural heritage does not end at monument and collection of objects. It also includes tradition and living expression inherited from our ancestors and passed on to our descendants, such as oral tradition, performing art, social practices, ritual, festival, event, knowledge and practices concerning nature and the universe, or the knowledge and skill to produce traditional craft. The Kris or Keris is a distinctive asymmetrical dagger from Indonesia, both weapon and spiritual object. The Kris is considered to possess magical power. The earliest known Kris go back to the 10th century and most probably spread from the island of Java to Southeast Asia. Kris blades are usually narrow with a wide, asymmetrical base. This is often made from wood, for example from ivory, even gold abound. A Kris aesthetic value covered the depth, the form and design of the blade with some 40 variants. The pommel, the pattern of metal alloy decoration on the blade, with approximately 120 variants. And tango, referring to the age and origin of Kris. A bladesmith or empu make the blade in layer of different iron ores and meteorite nickel. In high quality Kris blade, the metal is folded dozens or hundreds of times and handled with the utmost precision. Empus are highly respected craftsmen with additional knowledge in literature, history, and occult sciences. Kris are worn every day and at special ceremonies, and heirloom blades are handed down to successive generations. Both men and women wear them. A rich spirituality and mythology developed around this dagger. Kris are used for display, as talisman with magical power, weapon, scientific heirlooms, auxiliary equipment for court soldiers, accessories for ceremonial dress, an indicator of status, and a symbol of heroes. UNESCO 2003 Conservation for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage proposes 5 broad domains in which intangible cultural heritage manifested. Firstly, oral tradition and expression, including language, as a vehicle of the intangible cultural heritage. Second, performing art. Next, social practices, ritual and festival. Knowledge and practices concerning nature and the universe. And lastly, traditional craftsmanship. Indonesia Kris is categorized in traditional craftsmanship. This is because Kris is a weapon made from generation to generation. Kris is also a handcraft that rarely requires a high level of skill to make it. This Kris is also highly dependent on its own way to making, where the making of this Kris affects the inherited knowledge, history and experiences. This method of making Kris is also inherited by them from generation to generation. High creativity is also required to produce a good Kris.
Sis, kalau mengair lubuk dangkal dapat ikan penuh harga. Kalau kain panjas ikan, lautan dalam dan kebuka.
As we know that the goal of safeguarding, as with other forms of intangible cultural heritage, is to ensure that the knowledge and skill associated with traditional artisanry are passed on to future generations so that craft can continue to be produced within their communities, providing livelihoods to their maker and reflecting creativity. So there are a few steps of safeguarding of Indonesia Kris. Firstly, they must set up a database and website so that everyone can access information on Kris. Secondly, they must work together with institutions like school and university to develop curriculum of formal education regarding Kris. Next, they can develop the existing association of Kris lovers through training of trainers. And lastly, they need to show collaboration with the government institution to protect, conserve and develop the Kris.